licking your wounds. I definitely stole this idea from something I just saw recently, but listen, this is kind of where my headspace is. The direction of this video, I'm gonna try my best. Sometimes I deviate off, but first thing is, you see back there, got a little hay growing, so over time we got a little growth. It's like in life, right? So licking your wounds, man. How many times have you seen wild animals or your pets? They hurt something, they lick their wounds. It hurts, they want to try to make it feel better. That's what we do. How we do it, I think, makes a difference. Now, I'm somebody that's pretty transparent. I'm trying to get a lot better at being more transparent, just because I believe that there's things that people just don't want to talk about, or I'm able to talk about it in a different way than maybe somebody else. I'm not some big influencer. I'm not looking for 1,000 views every day. Like, this is just me, man, to help me. And this is something I can use now with wounds that I have, things that I need to heal from. Because of the fact that I don't have any other real means, this helps a lot to just kind of communicate to y'all. So me communicating is something that helps my wounds, right? On another video, I used to talk about not saying sorry. And I still believe in that ideology, right? Why are you saying sorry? You put yourself in that position. You made the choices. The only time you should ever say sorry is if you have a significant change that occurred and that person came back, or something had occurred in your life that other people had come back in your life and they've seen now the growth. They've seen the changes, and you want to say, hey, I'm sorry for the past. This is me now. But when you make a mistake and you do something wrong in that moment, don't say you're sorry. You're not sorry in that moment. You might think you feel sorry, but were you sorry when you were making the mistake? Were you sorry in the act of whatever it is you were doing? If it's deception, if it's lying, cheating, if maybe it's just tearing down yourself. Were you sorry when you were sitting on the couch watching TV because you didn't want to work out to be better? Because you didn't want to train your body to train your mind? You weren't sorry in that moment. So why are you saying sorry to yourself? You need to make changes. So when you have a wound and something happens, whether it be physical, it could be spiritual, it could be emotional, dude, how you lick your wounds makes a difference in how you're moving forward. I can talk from certain things, and I can say that when I was younger, I had it all, my own business, 22, making great money, doing very well, and I basically realized that it wasn't the right choice, right? I had everything, at least on the, you know, front of things that really didn't mean anything, right? The physical things. You had all these objects, right? But I didn't have myself. I definitely sure as hell wasn't spiritual. I sure as hell wasn't emotionally great. I thought I was. I thought I had it all. And you had to lose it all and basically rebirth your life in a way. I mean, I was as poor can be, man, at 22. Sold everything, college degree, and didn't even work anything near it, right? So I had to do better. So I had to learn from that. You fast forward, and every so many years, I've had to really come from statistics that would have been bad, man. There's no way I should have been able to be where I'm at. And if you keep fast forwarding through my life, I had come in contact with certain people who really made a difference in myself. From where I was, let's just say 2019 till now, I'm not really the same person, right? My communication skills are a lot better. My self-recognition, my self-realization of problems and how I feel is significantly better. And that is due to people in my life. There's no question of that, right? Because I have gotten wounds from those people that I had to lick. Now, understand, there was times in my life when I had wounds from people and I would lick them the wrong way, right? Go out and live poorly, go out and live wretchedly, participate in acts that you don't even believe in acts that really would just tear you down as a person, you know? Uh, Things that when you look back on, man, are just horrible. Horrible, man. Like when you look back, you honestly are disgusted with yourself. And I've seen so many people do it. And I used to remember everybody always says, oh man, I'm in my hoe phase. I'm in my hoe phase. You don't need that phase. You don't need that phase. We as society have basically made it seem like if you're sad and depressed or you're lonely, if you just smash a bunch of people, it will make things better in the long run because you get it out of your system. Bro, they didn't do that 100 years ago. They didn't do that in all these different times, man. And I'm so guilty of participating, and I'm so guilty of doing similar activities. Mine weren't driven from the same ideology of that, but it was definitely driven in the wrong way. And man, I wish I could take back a lot of things. I wish that I would have been a spiritually stronger person. Um, I wish I would have been emotionally a little bit more stable in that regard, right? I've never treated anybody poorly in that way, like in that specific way. I've made poor choices that treated people poorly in other ways. And because of that, I have gotten a significant amount of wounds that I had to lick, man. And there's so many times in the last couple of years that you wanted to kind of fall back, right? When you're down and you're depressed and you really, and I don't even like throwing that word out there, man. I used to I'm like, nah, man, that's nope. Anxiety, depression, no way. But yeah, man, when you're in a so many thousand square foot home and you're on all this land and you have everything. I mean, you guys see, man, I have a beautiful view, right? Imagine how lonely that is 24/7. That's nobody's fault but my own. You wish that you could always have the same wish, the control that it doesn't have to be that way. But until you control your own decisions, nothing else in the world is going to change. You can't control somebody else. You can falsely think you can, and you can try your best, but you have to control yourself, right? And if you control yourself and you mismanage yourself and you create wounds, who are you going to say sorry to? Why are you saying sorry to them? You gave yourself the wounds. You may have even given them wounds. There's no doubt. Like when you hurt people, regardless of deception, lying, stealing, anything, you create a wound. You're not licking their wounds. You're not. At the end of the day, you're not licking their wounds. Now they have to deal with their own wounds while you're dealing with your own. You can't do both, man. This is the same concept of you can't think to yourself that you're that arrogant to believe that you're making that much of a difference in somebody else's life, that you're the only one. You're not, man. There's 1,000 other waiting. You have to be, you have to become the one. And then you become the one for somebody. But you can't be arrogant to think you are just that. It's not, man. And when you look at yourself and the wounds that you've created, if somebody stole something from you, are you going to go around stealing from everybody else because you feel like retribution, revenge, or paying it forward the bad way is going to heal up your wound? It's going to create other wounds. It's going to create karma. It's going to create things that are going to come back. Listen, there are times when you have to deal with the absolute destruction of your life. And I mean that. Your life will completely implode all of the way, man. And you may not lose anything superficially at all. Nothing. But you will absolutely wholeheartedly lose your mind. You will lose your emotional stability. You will lose your spiritual stability. You're going to lose it all. Because that's exactly what happens whenever you get too many wounds to lick and you don't change your behaviors. It comes for you. And you can sit here and you can be mad at everybody else. Lord knows, man, I have carried such hatred towards so many people because I just didn't understand. And every day, man, and I'm gonna be real. Every day I wish I wish that just one thing would come back. One simple thing would ever come back into my life that I know for sure, for certain, is meant to be in my life. And, you know, it could be athletic ability. It could be money for you. It could be the spirit for you. It could be a person. It could be anything. Maybe a career. But I know there's always that one thing that you believe in your heart is that thing. And it's not always going to. You can make as many choices that are good. You can make as many improvements in yourself. You can do everything that you believe in 100% of the time. I promise you, though, that is only going to help you as a person, but you cannot control outside factors. You can't, man. If the world falls in around you, you can't control that, right? You can only control what happens to you in that amount of time. Maybe where you go after. I don't know. But when you have wounds and you're creating wounds and you're living poorly and you're doing bad, you can't say sorry and think that that's what's going to heal up your wounds. Oh, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Dude, that means nothing. That means nothing. How many times have you made the same mistake before? Probably more than once, right? Probably more than once. So now that you've made that mistake numerous times, sorry means nothing. Change is the only thing that somebody can process as you've improved yourself. And it might be a lonely ass road, man. It's going to be a lonely ass road. You know, how many times have you seen people talk about where they've come from, how they've become? And dude, not very many of them will sit there and tell you that they had some ride or die next to them. They won't, man. A lot of the time, man, we all ruin it. How many people you watch on here, man, that talk about it? And really listen to the ones who came from nothing at the bottom of the barrel, probably going to just delete themselves, all of it. How many are that low and can tell you that they had a ride or die? I don't know. Not very many. Because at the end of the day, who does it come on? It comes on you, man. It literally comes on you to make the decisions and make the choices. Unfortunately, sometimes you do garner hate towards people out of it. You do. There's some times where you have such hatred because you just don't understand the process of being alone. But you have the wounds. You've got to lick them. Don't lick them the wrong way. Like I said, you've got to make sure that you don't create more wounds from the wounds you already have. So get on a straight and narrow, man. And that narrow is a tightrope sometimes. Buddy, it's a tightrope. There's times where that straight and narrow, you make one little step, bro, you rolling all the way down that hill. And you're going to roll into a pile of shit, and you're going to, you got to look back up, and you got to say to yourself, damn, again. Yeah, again. Assess the behavior you did that made you fall down and get to stepping on the right path. Just stay after it, man. One foot in front of the other, steady pressure every day. Stay up.